Welcome to Wilderness First Aid with American Outdoor School. I'm Nathan Duclos, and I'll be your instructor for this class. One of the most important questions we can ask is, what is wilderness first aid? What makes wilderness medicine different than urban-based medicine? When I ask that question of classes, people often give me lots of different answers, but the most common ones are improvising equipment, or I don't have the same equipment I might have in an urban environment. They talk about communication problems, and they talk about environmental factors that make treatment more difficult. While all those things are really important, they don't get down to what the essence of wilderness medicine really is. What is really important to understand is that wilderness medicine is all about time. Time to what? It's time to definitive care. When you're in the front country, you have access to definitive care relatively quickly. When we get into the backcountry or a wilderness setting, what happens is we don't have access to definitive care. What that means is we have to be able to provide care for that patient until we can get them to definitive care. We have to understand what definitive care really is. When I use the term definitive care, I mean the end treatment for the problem the patient is suffering. If I have a massive burn, I don't want to end up at the local hospital or an urgent care. I want to end up at a burn center where they specialize in that kind of treatment. If I fracture my femur, I don't want to go to my primary care office. I want to go to a level 1 trauma center with an orthopedic surgeon who can take care of me. When I'm in the front country, I can get a patient to definitive care relatively quickly. In the back country, that changes. Now, it doesn't mean all medicine in the back country takes a long time to get to definitive care. If you have a patient who has a blister, you might be definitive care. You might be able to take care of that patient in a couple of minutes. However, if I have a broken bone and I'm several days out from the trailhead, I'm going to have to manage that patient for those several days. What that means is I need to understand different phases of medical care. I need to understand that in wilderness medicine, I have to take care of the emergent problem. What, if anything, might kill them in the next 10 minutes? I then need to know, how do I take care of them for the next hour, 2 hours, 8 hours, or several days until they can get care? How do I manage the problems the patient has if something gets worse? What if on day 2 of my evacuation, they start to lose pulses in that broken bone? What if on day 3 of my trip, the cut they received a few days ago becomes infected? How do I take care of that? How do I manage it? That's what makes wilderness medicine wilderness medicine. By the end of this class, you'll be an expert on managing the patients you find.